I know I'm a bit late on this video, but I still get asked about what's the best Doomfist perks quite often. I'm going to give you guys a short and long answer. 5v5. Generally, you want to go with this one, sometimes this one, almost never, always this. 6v6. Mainly this one, sometimes this one. Maybe, kinda, not really, always this. Now let's break them down starting with 5v5. 1, 2. Why and when should you go for this perk? You should go for this perk for a few reasons. Number 1, if you press tab and you notice you're not getting many limbs, then you should probably pick this perk. You'll get more value out of this compared to Survival of the Fittest. Number 2, if you need more damage pressure on the tanks, especially on maps where you have to hold a choke. The 1-2 perk is good in its niche, but that's the issue. Generally, when you play Doomfist, you shoot all your primary fires, and if you decide to charge your punch afterwards, you end up reloading some, if not all the ammo on your gun in the background. But with the 1-2 perk, the only way you can really get maximum value out of it is if you shoot all your primary fires and then tap punch and then shoot all your primary fires again. And also, the enemy basically has to be point blank, and you're just not going to be in that situation where you want to force this specific engagement every single time. Most of the time when you use punch, you charge it up to maximize damage, the distance you're covering, knockback distance, so at this point you're not really getting much value out of this perk. I'm not saying never pick this perk, because I definitely pick this perk sometimes, but it just depends how my match is being played out and what I really need the most at the moment. Survival of the Fittest. Reason you should mainly go for this perk is because if you're getting a limbs, you're going to be getting much tankier, and being tankier means you get to take more resources from the enemy team, and you get to stay alive longer, which is really important in a game like Overwatch. I know when you use this perk, you won't really notice you're getting any value, especially when compared to the 1-2 perk, but trust me, if you're getting a limbs, then you'll be getting pretty good value out of this perk. Let me explain what an elim means in Overwatch. If you dealt 1 damage to any player and your team kills that player within 5 seconds of you dealing that damage, you will instantly gain 25 overhealth. Now with Doomfist, majority of his kit is AoE damage, so that means most of the time you're hitting multiple people, so there's a very high chance that you will trigger 25 extra overhealth if your team gets a kill. Now it's not only your team that has to get the kill, you can get the elim yourself and get 25 overhealth out of it. On top of that, your overhealth total goes from 200 to 250, so your max HP can go from 725 to 775 in 5v5. Seismic Empowerment. This perk is awful for multiple reasons. For one, they nerf Doom slam range, so like you're literally not going to hit anybody. Number 2, the chances of you hitting 3 people with slam is rarely going to happen, especially in higher ranks. Number 3, the playstyle doesn't really make sense. Generally, when you slam in, you punch out. If you're slamming to engage just to punch in afterwards, then your only survivability is block, which is going to be pretty rough, especially if they have some sort of CC, or if they don't charge up your block as you're using it. It's just not worth getting at all. I've tried this perk a few times, and the rare occasions where I got empowered punch for my slam, I was forced to use my punch to get out, even on maps like King's Row. Just never get this perk, it's just not worth getting. Power Matrix. This is the strongest perk for Doomfist right now and is a must pick. The way this perk works is similar to Diva Matrix, but only for the first second when you use your block. Not only do you take 0 damage from the front for 1 second, some exceptions are included, you actually build Empowered Punch faster and eat projectiles. For example, if you were to block Reinhardt's Fire Strike without the perk, you would get this much charge and also take damage. But if you were to block Fire Strike with the Power Matrix perk, which is only active for 1 second, you would get Empowered Punch, take 0 damage, and eat the projectile. Now let's talk about 6v6 perks. 1-2. Honestly, like I said with 5v5, it's good in its niche, and I believe it's the same thing for 6v6. It's just really awkward to force this specific engagement. Survival of the Fittest. So currently in 6v6, Doomfist has 425 health, and his total overhealth gain from his passive is 150 instead of 200. So that means you can have a max health pool of 575. And if you were to get the Survival of the Fittest perk, your max overhealth will go from 150 to 188, and that will give you a total health pool of 613. I would recommend this perk just because Doom is much squishier in 6v6, so the survivability helps a ton. Seismic Empowerment. So with the enemy team having 6 players instead of 5 and your team possibly having 2 tanks, you would think that this perk might be more viable. Yes and no. I do believe you get Empowered Punch more frequent from your slams when compared to 5v5, but the biggest issue with this perk is still present in 6v6, and that is the playstyle of slamming and punching in. It's just not an ideal engagement in my opinion, and it's not worth getting. Power Matrix. In 6v6, Doom's block ability only lasts 2 seconds instead of 2.5, so that means it's going to be a bit harder to build Empowered Punch due to your block uptime being shorter, and with the mode being 6v6, that means there's going to be less attention put on you because of the mode having an extra player, which is going to make building Empowered Punch a bit more difficult. Overall, the Power Matrix perk is the best perk to pick just because of all the possible benefits you can get out of it. Hope this video helps. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my socials, which you can find in the description. I stream almost daily on Twitch, so come stop by if you want.